Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Huay, Huay, Managing Director and Chair of Greater China at the World Economic Forum. A warm welcome to the 16th annual meeting of the New Champions in the city of Tianjin, a city famed for being at the confluence of 9 rivers. Since history, Tianjin has been an important economic hub for trade, commerce, and cultural exchange. It is befitting that this annual meeting is held here. On behalf of the World Economic Forum, I would like to express our gratitude to the government of the People's Republic of China and the Tianjin Municipal Government for the strong partnership. The annual meeting of the New Champions, often called the Summer Davos, was first held 18 years ago in 2007. This meeting brings together fast-growing businesses, technology pioneers, and next-generation leaders. Today, we continue with this tradition with around 300 innovators and young leaders among the 1,700 leaders gathered here. Together, you represent government, business, academia, media, and civil society from 90 different geographies and regions. By bringing together participants from diverse backgrounds, infusing the new with the more established, the young with the more experienced, we seek to inject vibrancy to this meeting. Over the next days, I encourage you to fully embrace the spirit of Davos. Be generous and candid in sharing your views. Be open and respectful to the views of others. And more importantly, to welcome and encourage vigorous debate. It is through the power of dialogue and debate that we expand our minds, rejuvenate our view of the world, foster rich connections to achieve social and economic progress. The theme for this year's meeting is Entrepreneurship for a New Era. This is an era defined by systemic change, whether this is the disruption from the compounding effects of AI and the convergence of technologies, the growing tensions between and within societies, countries, and regions, or the unprecedented effects of climate change and biodiversity loss and its threat to all life on Earth. The foundation of our industrial development and human civilization are fundamentally challenged. Where are the new engines of growth and models for development? What are the jobs of the future? How can we restore the harmony with nature? What is the global governance needed to foster international peace and security? We discussed these wide-ranging and interconnected issues at this meeting. Leadership is more critical than ever. This meeting invites all of you as leaders to marshal your entrepreneurial energies, innovate and exercise the wise power needed to transform economies and societies, and build a new and better era for the next generations. We have more than 200 sessions at this meeting, exploring how frontier ideas and insights can translate to ambitious action and win-win partnerships. 众人拾柴火焰高. The power of the collective enables us to achieve beyond what each of us can imagine possible. I wish all of you a fulfilling meeting with meaningful connections. And it is now my great pleasure to invite Zhang Zhang, Mayor of Tianjin, to deliver his welcome remarks. Zhang, 请.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, greetings. It's a great pleasure to gather here again in Tianjin with Global New Champions and jointly attend the 16th annual meeting of the New Champions. Premier Qiang will grace the meeting with his presence and deliver a special address. He will also hold dialogue and exchange with global business leaders. Your attendance is really a huge honor. entrusted by the Secretary of the Municipal Party Committee, Mr. Chen Ming'er. On behalf of the Municipal Party Committee and the municipal government, I'd like to extend a warm congratulations to the opening of the forum and sincere welcome to all guests from home and abroad and friends from all sectors. I'd also like to express my sincere appreciation to all guests, especially the World Economic Forum's long-term support and care for the meeting. From the snowy peaks of the Alps to the coast of Bohai of the West Pacific, the Summer Davos Forum has borne witness to China's high-quality and innovative economic development and has already become a window for the world to see and feel the present and the future of the Chinese economy. The forum's ideas of innovation, inclusiveness, and mutual benefit is also incorporated into Tianjin's process of Chinese modernization. This forum is themed Entrepreneurship for the New Era. From 5 dimensions, including the global economy, China's outlook, and the shifting industries, the forum will hold forward-looking and pragmatic dialogue and seek new pathways and new models that drives growth with entrepreneurial spirits. It is of special importance for all parties working together to tackle global challenges and seizing the new opportunities afforded by sci-tech transformation and working towards the same direction. Tianjin, a charming and dynamic city that merges Chinese and Western elements, bridges past and present, and features openness, inclusiveness, and enterprising spirit. In an important speech by President Xi in his inspection to Tianjin in February last year, he stressed that Tianjin needs to forge ahead and make progress in terms of developing new quality productive forces and in further deepening reform and opening up comprehensively. This will inject strong momentum to its open and innovative development. We have a deep understanding and have followed the internal requirements of sci-tech and industrial innovation. We continue to improve the policy, legal framework, and social environment for innovation. We have built up a multidimensional matchmaking mechanism where innovation institutions and companies can empower each other. We also seek to build vicious cycle between sci-tech, industry, finance, and talent. We deeply understand and follow the inherent laws of market laws. We coordinate the roles of an efficient market and an effective government. We fully respect the market's decisive role and attach great importance and encourage the unique role of entrepreneurs in terms of innovative development and resource allocation. We work hard to foster a market-oriented, law-based, and world-class business environment. We encourage innovative and industrial resources to value Tianjin as a good destination and enhance cooperation with us. We deeply understand and act on the value of win-win cooperation. We work actively to integrate into the new development paradigm of domestic and international dual circulation. We have further facilitated trade and investment with innovative policies that build industry strength, such as free trade pilot zones, national development zones, national innovation demonstration zones, and comprehensive bonded zones, so as to make ourselves more attractive to high-end resources from in and outside the region, and work together with our partners to make the pie bigger. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, innovation and intelligence are the keys to a new era. Tianjin is the pioneer of China's reform and opening up. We have always been in sync with the new era and open our arms to new champions. We sincerely hope that more and more new champions can work together with Tianjin, start businesses in Tianjin, and foster dynamism for innovation with entrepreneurial spirit so as to inject more certainty to this changing and complex new era and inject stronger driving forces for a higher quality, more resilient, and more sustainable future. I wish this forum a complete success, and I hope that all guests can come away with new ideas, new partners, new cooperation, and achieve new development. Thank you all.
谢谢张公市长
Thank you, Mayor Zhang.
in extending our warmest round of applause to welcome His Excellency, Mr. Qiang, Premier of the State Council of the People's Republic of China, and Mr. Børge Brende, President and CEO of the World Economic Forum.
Your Excellency Premier Li, Your Excellencies, heads of state and heads of government, distinguished guests, dear friends. It is a great pleasure and honor to welcome you to the 16th annual meeting of the New Champions, Summer Davos, here in the dynamic city of Tianjin. Let me first express my sincere appreciation to Mayor Qiang Gong and the Tianjin Municipal government for warm hospitality and steadfast partnership in hosting this important gathering. Tianjin has over the years become a symbol of innovation, openness, and resilience, a fitting home for the meeting of the new champions. Today we gather under the timely and forward-looking theme, Entrepreneurship for a New Era. This theme captures both a profound opportunity and an urgent responsibility. We are navigating a world marked by profound transitions, technological transformation, shifting geopolitics, demographic change, and growing environmental stresses. At the same time, we are witnessing the rise of a new generation of entrepreneurs, founders, builders, and innovators who are not only creating economic value, but also pioneering new models of sustainability, inclusivity, and resilience. This is really the essence of the new champions. Dynamic enterprises and leaders who are shaping the future of the global economy through agility, purpose, and cooperation. This new era also demands renewed trust, global coordination, and bold solutions. The challenge we face, from AI governance to supply chain resilience, from great transitions to skills for the future, cannot be addressed in silos. They require us to move beyond competition to co-creation, and from fragmentation to collaboration. China has long been a vital partner in this effort. Its entrepreneurial ecosystem, particularly in areas like artificial intelligence, digital economy, advanced manufacturing, green innovation, and others, continues to be a powerful driver of global growth and transformation. Premier Li, we are so honored by your presence here today. Your leadership in advancing high-quality development and deepening international cooperation is especially important at this pivotal moment. As we open this meeting, we do so with a clear purpose: to bring together not just ideas, but decisive action. More than 1,700 leaders gathered here from business, government, civil society, and academia will explore practical solutions and forge new partnerships to accelerate innovation and inclusive progress. Let us use this opportunity not only to discuss the future, but to build it together in a collaborative way. With that, it is my great privilege now to invite His Excellency Premier Li of the People's Republic of China to deliver the opening remarks. Premier.
Your Excellencies, Mr. Peter Brabak, Chairman of the WEF, Mr. Børge, Brende, President of the WEF, Your Excellencies, leaders of participating countries, Your Excellencies, heads of international organizations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, good morning. It gives me great pleasure to come to the beautiful city of Tianjin for the annual meeting of the New Champions 2025. On behalf of the Chinese government, I wish to extend warm congratulations on the opening of the annual meeting and express a warm welcome to all of you and heartfelt thanks to you all for your long-standing support for China's development. This year, the annual meeting of the New Champions is held in Tianjin for the 8th time. I remember back in 2008, when the annual meeting first came to this city, the world economy was grappling with the serious impact of the global financial crisis. People felt disoriented and anxious, not knowing whether the world economy could emerge from the difficult situation and where it was heading. I would say that history often rhymes to many's surprise. Today, the world economy and international economic and trade cooperation are confronted with new difficulties and challenges. As President Xi Jinping noted, global development is now at a critical crossroads. I think it is exactly at times like this that we must think deeply about how the global economy and trade will evolve. What kind of economic and trade order our world needs, and how we should strengthen cooperation and tackle challenges to promote common development and prosperity. Here, I wish to take this opportunity to share with you a few thoughts of mine. 3 thoughts. My first point is that the current international economic and trade landscape is undergoing profound changes due to factors including geopolitics, technological advancement, and economic structure. The global economic and trade landscape is going through deep transformations and adjustments, or happening at a staggering speed and scale. This requires us to look beyond the complex and intricate dynamics and grasp the underlying trends and characteristics of these changes. As I see it, we need to pay particular attention to the following. First, the economic and trade system is becoming more diverse, and the Global South is rapidly gaining strength. While trade is weakening in developed economies, which represents the overall trend, Global South countries, which account for about 70% of the global population, are emerging as a vibrant market. There are a few numbers that I would like to share with you. Since 2000, trade in goods of developing countries has grown by 4.6 times in the past over 20 years, much faster than that of developed economies. And its share of global trade has increased from 30% in 2000 to 45%. In a context of rapid upward growth. As such, developing countries have increasingly become the main growth drivers of global growth. Second, trade is slowing down in traditional sectors, but growing in emerging sectors. The road to trade recovery has not been smooth over the past years, and international trade structure is also going through adjustments. I look at data from last year. In 2024, global trade in goods grew by a mere 2%, while trade in services expanded by 8.8% and contributed to 60% of total increase in global trade. In addition, the various technologies are advancing rapidly, which has pushed the frontiers of trade, leading to robust growth in digital trade and green trade. By 2024, the global exports of digital services had doubled in the past 10 years. Third observation is global mechanisms are facing challenges and regional collaboration is growing. We have seen substantial increase in protectionist measures and growing economic and trade frictions across the world. Data shows that in 2024, there were over 1,200 discriminatory trade barriers globally. And if you go back 5 years, before the pandemic, the number stood at around 200, but now it's 6 times higher. Many countries are forced to explore new ways to trade, resulting in the continuous increase of bilateral and multilateral economic and trade arrangements. The number of regional trade agreements signed among countries has grown from less than 100 at the beginning of this century to over 600 today. With so many bilateral and multilateral and regional arrangements and agreements, in terms of global trade growth, what are the pros and cons? Are they good things or not? That demands our deep consideration, and we will see in the future. Fourth, cross-border investment is fluctuating and declining, and the risk of fragmentation in industrial and supply chains is on the rise. The growing number of restrictive policies on foreign investment worldwide, compounded by trade tensions, has prompted multinational corporations to be more prudent in investment decision-making. Global cross-border investment has seen negative growth for the 3 consecutive years, down by around 40% in 2024 from the historical peak. Some countries and regions have interfered with market activities in the name of de-risking, forcing adjustments in the international division of labor. The trends of friendshoring, nearshoring, and onshoring in industrial and supply chains are strengthening, leading to more redundant construction and reduced efficiency of the economy. From these shifts, we can see that in the evolution of the international economic and trade landscape, there are both destructive factors that keep creating shocks and impacts, but we should also see that there are some positive forces that seek to counter the risks of instability and uncertainty by building consensus and strengthening connectivity. A deeper examination reveals that division and disruption often originate from short-sighted calculations, whereas positive and proactive actions are driven by long-term considerations. We will not and shall not return to closed-off and isolated islands. What we need are more bridges of win-win cooperation. That's the first point I wish to share here. My second point is, as the landscape shifts in international economic and trade cooperation, constructive actions are needed more than ever. I believe changes and transformation are often accompanied by restructuring and reshaping. The world economy of tomorrow will not be a simple repetition of stories of the past. That said, no one can alter the overriding trend of history or the law of the objective world. Economic globalization will not be reversed. It will only carve out a new path, forge ahead amid twists and turns, and achieve an upward spiral. Whether we realize it or not, whether on our own initiative or not, when we engage in international economic and trade activities, we are actually reshaping their rules and order. In this process, we should keep to the right path and follow the overall trend, demonstrate wisdom and a sense of responsibility, and adopt a positive attitude and take constructive actions. Adopting a positive attitude means we should always keep to the right direction when growing the global economy and international trade, and firmly embrace a universally beneficial and inclusive economic globalization. Taking constructive actions means we should take more practical steps proactively to safeguard free trade and multilateralism and ensure the stable growth of the world economy. Specifically, I think that mainly includes the following three aspects. First, we should resolve differences and disagreements through equal consultation. It is normal for countries to have differences and disagreements in their economic and trade relations. Our trade is so big, whether it's in multilateral trade or bilateral trade frameworks, there are all kinds of problems, and these are all normal. As long as they engage in dialogue and consultation in the spirit of mutual respect, I think solutions can always be found. We Chinese people have a long tradition and culture, and when we do business, we often say that harmony makes good business. We have economic and trade exchanges with almost all countries and regions of the world. I think that is to say, you are in me, I am in you. We treat all our partners as equals, regardless of any differences in size, system, or culture. And we work with them to manage disagreements and expand consensus through dialogue and consultation in line with WTO principles. This year, China and 32 other countries jointly established the International Organization for Mediation in China's Hong Kong, which is a new initiative that seeks to use the wisdom of the East in resolving international disputes. China is ready to make persistent efforts with all countries to build maximum consensus and cement the foundation of the trust that underpins international economic and trade cooperation. Second, we should safeguard our common interests in mutually beneficial cooperation. The global economy is deeply integrated. No country can sustain its prosperity in isolation from the world. Hence, cooperation is a must if we want to achieve development. And to safeguard the common interests of all, at the end of the day, is to safeguard the interests of our own. In the face of global challenges, We should uphold the principle of extensive consultation and joint contribution for shared benefit, enhance macro policy coordination, safeguard stable and unimpeded global industrial and supply chains, and boost the security and resilience of countries' development through closer cooperation. China will continue to actively participate in G20, BRICS, and other multilateral cooperation, advance high-quality Belt and Road cooperation, and increase input in areas such as global connectivity and sustainable development to better promote common prosperity of all. The third thing that we should do is to contribute to each other's development by generating more growth. You know, currently the momentum of global growth is weakening, and many sectors are mired in the fight for existing resources. I'm afraid this is an important cause of the many problems we are seeing today. People are fighting for existing resources rather than expanding or adding more resources. To address this problem, should we choose a zero-sum approach and expand our own interests at the expense of others, or should we opt for win-win cooperation and make the pie bigger through openness and sharing? The answer is self-evident. When international economy and trade is facing headwinds, what we need to do is not resorting to the law of the jungle where the strong prey on the weak, but enabling each other's success through win-win cooperation. China has achieved great successes by committing itself to opening up, and going forward, China will open its door still wider to the world. We will further integrate and connect with the global market, step up industrial collaboration with other countries, and actively share the fruits of our own development to deliver greater benefits to the world. That's the second point. And my third point is that the Chinese economy, with its further development, will continue to contribute to the world economy. Over the past years, the Chinese economy has remained an important engine of the world economy, contributing around 30% of global growth. The reason lies not just in China's stability and high growth, but also in its openness and in its linkage with the world economy. In other words, the Chinese economy has embraced the global market and integrated into the world economy. It is also driving global growth and promoting world development. In addition to that, China is willing to do all it can to help overcome the difficulties and challenges the world economy faces. First, the sustained and steady growth of the Chinese economy will provide strong underpinning for faster recovery of the world economy. Over the past years, no matter how the external environment evolves, the Chinese economy has always maintained a positive development momentum. This year, against notably stronger shocks from outside, and the key economic indicators have kept improving since the start of the second quarter. Noticed that several well-known international agencies have revised up their growth forecasts of China. We are confident and capable of maintaining relatively rapid growth. A closer look would show that China's economic development is not a short-term expansion, but a steady progression toward long-term goals. China has clear development goals, consistent planning and guidance, resolute reform measures, and pragmatic macro policies. In the past 70+ years, we have implemented 14 five-year plans. This year is the last year of the 14th five-year plan, and we are now formulating the 15th five-year plan this year. Our blueprint, once drawn, will be seen through to the end. This enables the Chinese economy to navigate through cycles and develop in a sound and steady manner, and continue to provide more stability and certainty for the world economy. Second, the continuous expansion and upgrade of the Chinese market will create more room for global economy and trade to grow and regain momentum. China is already the world's second-largest consumer market and importer, with nearly 50 trillion yuan of consumption, over 50 trillion yuan of investment, and over 20 trillion yuan of imports, or in RMB yuan, of course. Not to mention huge growth potential across the board. We are on track to become a high-income country in an all-round way, supported by robust demand for consumption upgrade, both in traditional areas such as clothing, food, housing, and transport, and in emerging areas such as smart terminal and cultural IP, which are growing very fast in recent years. We are intensifying our efforts to implement the strategy of expanding domestic demand by launching special initiatives to boost consumption. This will make China a mega-sized consumption powerhouse on top of being a manufacturing powerhouse, and provide more market space for enterprises around the world. Third, China's continuous breakthroughs and leap in innovation will provide much-needed driving force for global development. China's economy has been fueled by a constant pursuit of innovation and progress. For years, China has taken science and technology as its primary productive force and blazed a successful path whereby sci-tech innovation spearheads industrial innovation and industrial upgrade propels sci-tech evolution. In China today, high-speed railways traverse numerous mountains and rivers. Electric vehicles are serving millions of households, and artificial intelligence is empowering thousands of industries. In areas such as green energy and advanced manufacturing, Chinese technology now leads the world. And most notably, China's innovation is open and open source. We are willing to share indigenous technologies and innovation scenarios with the world and support international collaboration in research, development, application, and popularization in order to advance innovation-driven development in all countries through openness and cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, in the development of global economy and trade, entrepreneurs shoulder an important mission and play a critical role. The theme of this annual meeting, Entrepreneurship for a New Era, is highly relevant. I always believe that in human society, entrepreneurs are a group of people with exceptional talent who assume the important role of organizer of production and operation and the driver of social progress in various countries. In particular, in the vast market economy, entrepreneurs with their extraordinary insight, creativity, and ability to execute can organize various resource elements and transform them into real productivity, turn the uncertainty of changes in the market into the certainty of market success, and dare to blaze new trails for economic and social development. Together, they represent a unique and powerful force. Such entrepreneurs and such entrepreneurship are particularly invaluable as today's world economy grapples with all the changes and urgently needs a way out and forward. And they deserve to be respected, cherished, and supported. The new era requires entrepreneurs to play bigger roles, assume greater responsibilities, and add more new dimensions to entrepreneurship. I encourage you to do more things for the greater good. I hope you will always follow the laws of the market, do what is right, champion openness and cooperation, uphold economic globalization, oppose decoupling and severing of supply chains, and call on all sides not to turn trade into a political or security issue. I encourage you to do more things to break new grounds. I hope you will seize the opportunities of the new round of sci-tech revolution and industrial transformation, break free from temporary difficulties or obstacles, consolidate innovation resources in a broader scope with a long-term perspective, and unlock new promising areas in economic growth. I encourage you to do more things for win-win results. I wish you will embrace each other's development with an open and inclusive mind, share resources, draw on each other's strengths, promote market integration and mutual empowerment, and achieve common growth. The Chinese government will, as always, encourage and support entrepreneurs in their undertakings and endeavors, and continue to foster a market-oriented, world-class business environment governed by a sound legal framework. With arms wide open, we warmly welcome enterprises from around the world to invest in China, deepen your roots in China, develop alongside China, and work with us for a better future. To conclude, I wish this annual meeting a full success. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Premier Li, thank you so much for such a powerful speech. Safeguarding multilateralism and free trade, and as you underlined, Premier, also building more bridges and with stronger cooperation, and also with your wise words of harmony makes good business. On behalf of all participants, I extend my sincere appreciation, and with that, I declare the opening plenary for closed. Thank you.